Hey Cooker, my name is Emily Nicewonder and I serve as your CO for RHA Relations. Today I'm going to talk to you about programming. So programming is really important for most organizations and it allows you to connect with students and provide them with some sort of benefit. So there are many different types of programs, but today I'm just going to mention a few of them. First off is educational programming. It usually includes some sort of tangible learning outcome and could include something like a cultural awareness program, an alcohol or sex education program, or a professional development or etiquette dinner, or pretty much any program where students are learning things. Next off are social programs. These are usually held just for fun and allow students to get to know one another and have a good time. They could include things like a casino night, a scavenger hunt, or speed friending. And the last program type that I want to mention are advocacy programs. These could include a resource fair that you hold for students to get to know on and off-campus resources, or a meeting that you hold to let students voice concerns about living in the residence hall. Next, I want to go over just a few tips and tricks for programming. So first of all, it's really important to know your audience and what they're looking for in a program. If you are looking to program for a specific audience, I really like to ask them for ideas or things that they might like to do, just so I know that what I'm programming is something that they're going to enjoy. Next off, I want to talk a little bit about budgets. They are really, really important because without money, it's hard to program. It's important for you to know your budget before you start planning, so that way you're not overspending. If you're working on a traditional program or you already know that this is a program you want to have, I would recommend trying to build it into your budget at the beginning of the semester. That way you know what you're working with and you can start programming well in advance. If you need additional funding for your program, I would suggest seeing if your university has a programming board where you can request funds from. You could also apply for the Cooker Programming Grant, or you could consider co-programming, which is my next tip. Co-programming with another organization or department on campus really allows you to pull your resources so that you can put the most into this program. It also allows you to reach a larger audience, because you're not only programming to the students in your organization or the students that you know, but students are familiar with their organization as well. And co-programming also helps create and maintain good relationships between your organization and another organization or department. So this is a really good opportunity for RHAs and NRHHs to work together just to help build those relationships and maintain great relationships as well. So the next thing is advertising. It's very important because it lets others know about your event, and without advertising, it's pretty unlikely that you'll have a good turnout. So it should begin at least a few weeks prior to your event. The more in advance you can advertise, the better. If it's a really large scale or campus-wide event, I would suggest advertising maybe a month before the event starts. There are many different advertisements, and I would suggest utilizing as many of these as you can. So digital advertisements on social media, posters in the residence halls and around campus, word of mouth. You could chalk on the sidewalks if your university allows that. And just try to find as many unique ways to advertise as possible, something that'll really get stuck in the student's mind so that they remember about your programs, and really just check out whatever your university offers. If they have little table tents in your dining hall or library, make sure you utilize those to advertise. And if they have screens up around campus, make sure that you try to get your advertisement on there as well. Just make sure that you try to get the word out about your program so that it can have good attendance. And then after the program, there are just a few things that I like to do. I like to get feedback on my program. I like to evaluate what went well and what could have been improved. I usually try to get this from other members of the board that I'm programming with, as well as participants from the actual program. If it's a large program, you could maybe just do a survey as students are heading out and ask what they liked, what they didn't like, if they have any suggestions for your program, or if it's a program where you have the contact info for all of the participants, you can maybe just send out a survey afterward to see if they have any feedback for you. So those were a few tips and tricks that I had about programming. If you would like more resources on programming, you can go ahead and check some out at the NCUR website. So if you log into the NCUR website, you can check out different programs that schools have submitted with their resource file index as part of the affiliation process. You can also go to otms.nrhh.org to look at past programming OTMs. Those give you some really good ideas about good programs and things that have worked well on other campuses that you might be able to adapt to yours. And look out for more Concur programming resources throughout the year. So thanks, guys. Have a good day.